everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Dustin.
I'm Wendy.
And we're going to go to infinity
and beyond
with our review of Lightyear. Lightyear is directed by Angus MacLane and stars Chris Evans, Keke Palmer, Peter Song, and Taika Waititi. After being marooned on a distant planet, Space Ranger Buzz Lightyear spends years attempting to return home. I have to admit, when I first heard that they were making a Lightyear movie, I was a little confused because I'm like, wait a second, how is we having, but it's not Toy Story related, but yet it's, and then I saw the trailer for this and it blew my mind. I was like so excited. I loved the graphics. I loved just the visuals and I loved the idea. I was like that this is somehow the inspiration for the toy Buzz Lightyear, and I just loved the concept and the story structure of this idea, and I was so excited to see it.
And as big Pixar films, this film, I mean, with every Pixar film they put out, the animation department just keeps crushing it and crushing it and crushing it. There's a lot of sceneries that is absolutely beautiful. It's so detailed. And I will say this film, though it is still a family film for all ages, it feels like the most grown up of all Pixar films. I'm not saying it's like super adult or scary or anything like that, but it has a slightly more serious tone. And I like carefully use that word slightly because I don't want to take away from any of the comedic moments that are in this film, which there are plenty that we will get into in this review without any spoilers. But kind of like you, when I saw Lightyear, I was at first excited because it's Pixar, and then I went, oh wait, but it's not being voiced by Tim Allen. Granted, we here at the Zany House, we love Chris Evans.
Oh yeah.
And this was before anybody saw any like or heard, you know, Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. So I was kind of like, I don't know. I gotta say, he does a really, really good, like, you can still, I don't want to say you even hear Chris Evans in this character. He really disappears into the role.
And he also really does sound like what you would imagine a real life Buzz Lightyear would sound like. To, you know, where Tim Allen does kind of like the animated Toy Story caricature, and you can kind of see how this would be kind of like the cartoon version. What is it? How can I say that? That this is the real life version, and the Buzz Lightyear that we know and love is very much the character version of this real life hero. And I loved that setup. And I have to admit, yeah, Chris Evans does an amazing job on bringing to life this version of Buzz Lightyear. And I just thought it was beautifully voiced.
You know what it is? I think he nailed Tim Allen's what is it called when the way somebody speaks in their speech?
Their intonation?
Yes, he nailed it. And I think Evans, being the kind of actor super dedicated as he is, probably watched not just Toy Stories, but whatever other, you know, animated content there was pertaining Buzz Lightyear to really get it down.
Yeah.
You know, because it's essentially the inspiration for the toy, right? So he's gotta find the root of it all. And in this film, I feel like it's so filled with so much epic space adventure. I feel like I saw nods to The Martian a little bit, tiny little bit, a little bit of Gravity because we're out here in space.
That's right.
And then I don't want to say like things like Alien because that's a little bit more like scary. But really they do go on like some adventures that you're like, what's gonna happen?
And it really does feel more of like a 90s space adventure than it does like, say, a Pixar animated film. To where, you know, Pixar still has that. A lot of Pixar movies still have like the feels and the things that make you cry and emotional. This had a lot more fun and excitement and a lot more of that journey. There weren't any really moments to where you're just like, well, I think that
Yes.
Okay, I did not cry. Now. There were no moments to where I cried in this Pixar movie.
We didn't ugly cry like in Coco or in Up.
Oh my God, Coco.
It was we ugly cried, and I think in Turning Red, like ugly cried. I think Coco was, God, that was the one that was just silence in the theater and just like simultaneous sniffles all over the theater. So there wasn't so much of like a in this one, but first half, it's always the first half of the film. Like they get you within the 10-15 minute mark. And you're like, glad I wore, waterproof makeup to the premiere because I definitely teared up. But then they kind of, not fast track, but they move into the next arc where you're kind of seeing how the rest of the story and our characters evolve. But I gotta say, the way they set it up of where Buzz is and his partner Alicia Hawthorne, I love those two. I love Alicia, and I love this dynamic that these two have.
Yeah. And I really almost we got to spend a little bit more time with that.
Yes.
Because I have to admit, the pacing of this movie is plop, 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 plop. And then I'm like, wow, we're not even like 30 minutes into this movie, and we've gotten pretty far in this story arc.
There's a lot to cover. So basically, he goes on a space mission, and without giving anything away, he's not successful the first time. So he's through perseverance, he keeps trying because he is Space Ranger Buzz Lightyear, and he is determined to find the solution. And
you guys always has to be completed.
So if you watch the trailer, you can maybe piece together a little bit of what it may be, but we don't want to tell you. We're trying to keep a lot at bay because it was fun to find out as we were watching the movie, so we want you guys to have the same experience. Now, let's talk about some of the other characters Buzz got to meet. Obviously, we know he gets to meet Izzy, who is voiced by Keke Palmer, and that is Alicia's granddaughter. You saw that in the trailer. If you didn't,
sorry.
Spoilers. Tiny
But
spoilers.
now we are going to be treating that you have seen at least the trailers. So there are going to be a few little, I guess, trailer spoilers, but we're not going to go past that.
Yes.
But yes, the fact that the relationship between Izzy and Buzz is really cute because he tries to kind of have a little bit of that relationship that he had with his grandmother. Her grandmother.
To infinity.
Are you trying to get me to pull your finger?
That was a fun moment. And there's a lot more of that in this movie. And again, it's a whole team going on a space adventure. Sure, it does center around Buzz and his mission, but throughout this, he meets Izzy and a couple of other really fun characters. One of them is voiced by Taika Waititi. Just a lot of fun, but I think our favorite character... It's gonna be your favorite character. We're buying all the merch. Get ready. We're if we see merch, we're probably gonna get it. It's Socks.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Oh my gosh.
Socks needs his own series on Disney Plus. Give it to us.
Mm-hmm. And I have to admit, there are many, many, many times where Socks steals the show to where you just kind of like, okay, Buzz, get out of the way. I want to see more of Socks now. Everyone else can leave. Let the cat stay here. And this is really a way to kind of turn dog people into cat people.
If it was a robotic cat, I would have no problem because there'd be no allergies.
Very true.
It'd be so great.
I have to admit, this cat is a little bit like Batman's utility belt. So it is hilarious. I think it's great. Socks is a great sidekick in all of this. So you're going to love Socks.
Get ready. We need shirts that say Team Socks immediately. I enjoy this film so much. I think the performances are stellar. I think the animation is stunning. The score by Michael Giacchino is awesome.
The music, I love how the music just punctuates so many of those moments, especially when Buzz is flying around in his spaceship.
So good.
It is so good.
I will say this, as much as I enjoyed it, I don't know if this breaks my top 3 Pixar.
I'd have to agree with you on that.
But it's a solid, good film.
Yes, I think the trouble does come around sticking the landing. If they stick it, it's good, but there are other Pixar movies that at the end of it, you're just coming out of there going, oh my God, that was such an amazing movie. Whereas you're coming out of this movie going, that was fun.
And you feel
I
good
enjoyed
about
it.
it.
Yeah. And it's a feel-good, fun family space adventure. So after all of that, Wendy, what would you rate this movie?
I will rate this and by the way, if you want to check out our rating system, it is listed in the description below. And my rating for Lightyear is check it out. It's a good time. You're not going to need too much tissue because you're not going to completely ugly cry, but you are going to feel the waterworks. They're going to get you because it is a Pixar film. Get ready for a lot of epic space adventures. Get ready for a really, really cool storyline, because there's a lot of things that we didn't touch on specifically because we wanted to keep it spoiler free. And if you guys want to see a spoiler review, let us know and we will put it on our Patreon. It is a fun time to be had. Highly recommend you guys check it out.
And I'm right there with you. This is definitely something you want to see in the movies. You want to check it out. I mean, honestly, even if you saw it on something that was a pretty big screen, because the animation is beautiful, the acting's beautiful, the environment that they create is really cool. So definitely check it out. You'll love Buzz. You'll love Socks. You'll love all of the characters in this movie.
That is our spoiler-free review for Lightyear. When you see the film, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And until
Please
next time,
keep those comments spoiler-free.
And until next time, to infinity
and beyond.